How's it going, everyone? My name's Sniper, and today I thought I'd give you a rundown of the top 7 things to remember Season 2 by. As we know, next week Season 3 is among us, the Pain Train, a new battle pass, some new characters. We can't wait, but let's give you a lowdown of our top 7 things to remember this season by. Don't forget, we do stream every Friday, Saturday and Sunday, so make sure you follow us over on Twitch. Links down in the description box below. Let's get into it. Starting off at number 7, we have every secondary has been the meta at some point throughout this season. Now, the secondaries are the starting pistols you get at the beginning of every round, and as you work your way through the rounds, you buy better and more expensive guns. However, the hammer was a beast. When this was the meta, using this burst fire mode, this thing would destroy anyone. You didn't need to buy any other guns. You could simply use this and kill anyone else in the game. Of course, when people heard this noise, they started running, as you can see here. It did get nerfed, and the burst fire became unusable, and then the meta switched to this, the K28, which was basically an SMG that you got at the start of every round. But full auto on it, hollow point rounds, and this thing was a killing machine. Then come the Scarabs times. Imagine a gun that shoots lightning out of it, but it doesn't matter whether it's player versus player, player versus monster, player versus monster and player. This lightning will chain to anything and kill anyone. However, after its very brief stint as the meta, it was nerfed and then quickly dropped off the list. It was then replaced with this, the Bulldog. Anyone that's used this gun knows that it's a very average player versus monster weapon. However, against other prospectors, it just tears through them. You don't even have to aim down sight. You can literally just put the crosshairs over them, and you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to hit them and kill them. Number 6 is the name changes for the monsters that have happened throughout this season. First we had the red dudes, which were squatters, which became grumblings. Then we had the blue guys, which were spitters, and they were the most annoying thing ever when trying to collect anything. They're still named spitters. Thirdly, we have the green dudes. They were hurlers, they're now called ravengers, and they hurl massive balls at you. And then we finally had the purple guys, which are the skulkers, which we'll get to later on in this video, who are still annoying as hell. Number 5 is the health and shield regen changes that have happened throughout this season. When this season first kicked off, the health and shield regen on this game was insane. You could be out of a fight for a matter of seconds before you was fully healed, fully shielded again and ready for your next engagement. Mid-season, there was some massive changes, and these changes were horrendous. You ended up in a gunfight, and you better hope you've got 5 minutes to go and wait under a rock somewhere before your health and shield start even regenning, let alone by the time you actually got them back. They was nerfed so much that maybe 1 gunfight per match, and that was all you was getting. This is current patch, and you can see even now, our health still isn't full before we've even got to our next gunfight. This is what we now deal with. It's okay, it makes for some different gameplay, we just have to try harder. Number 4 is the introduction of our first new weapon to the season, the AR55. Now this thing ain't pretty, and it's certainly no advocate, but if you can take into account the slower projectile speed, the inaccuracy, the smaller magazine size, this thing can still kill people. It's still a gun. This thing was given to everyone. If you was a new starting prospector, this was the gun that was put in your kit. Now why would you use this over an advocate, you may ask? Well, you wouldn't. But if you didn't want to grind for an advocate, if you didn't want to rank up the factions and get the materials to craft yourself an advocate, this was the next best thing. All you needed was a little bit of patience, a little bit of luck in the fact that they wasn't using something else like an advocate, and you would stand a chance at killing people. The attachments on this gun were pretty poor. It does have an extended mag, but it only gives you 6 more shots, and it takes a lot longer to reload. There's a quick reload attachment, reduces 6 shots, not a quick enough reload speed for my liking to be worth putting on. It has a heavy stock, and a light stock, and it has a short barrel and a long barrel. Long barrel has a massive movement speed reduction, and the short barrel reduces range just a little bit too much to make it not really worth putting anything on it. Just keep it as it is. Keep it standard. Number 3 is the introduction of our second weapon this season, the trench gun. And what can I say? I mean, I even thought about leaving this out of our top 7 because it's that bad. It doesn't really deserve a spot. However, I think it's so bad that we'll remember it because of that. Now, it's the only 200 shotgun available. It was introduced very late this season, and no, basically no. Do not use it. Do not. I'd run through some attachments, but it is so shocking. I've never bothered to learn them. I've used it for this clip, and that's pretty much it. If you have the choice between this and a small rock, I would use the small rock. In fact, it took me so long to kill this guy that I had to speed up the clip to make it slightly more enjoyable. Finally, we knocked the guy. He's down. We've got the trench gun, and it took so long to kill him that he managed to get back up. We had to nuke him a second time. And now just watch this. Just watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots when he's knocked to kill him. Just don't use it. Just use the bulldog. Number 2 in our list of things to remember for Season 2 are the Skulkers. Now, when Season 2 first started, the Skulkers were nothing special. The most annoying monster you would face as a prospector was the Spitters. The constant little tiny hits when you were trying to pick something up, fight another prospector, were the most annoying thing to ever happen in the game. Until a patch come along that made the Skulkers go from 0 to hero. These things become a glass cannon that would one hit you from a mile away, and that was it. You was out, down, forget about it, prospector, back to the station, start the next game. You're not recovering, no one's coming to get you. Skulkers are taking over. Thankfully, they eventually got a nerf, and they became slightly more tolerable, although, in my personal opinion, they are still the first thing you should take out when you see them, because you'll get the little noise that they make, and you know that thing's going to hit you like a truck, regardless of what's going on around you. But they make this list, because I can guarantee, at some point, when they were the king of all monsters, you guys got knocked by them. Me included, every prospector got killed by a Skulker shot from nowhere. We are slightly thankful for the big warning sign they now make with their big growl before they fire it. Just look around for that purple monster on the screen and make sure you take it out, because if you don't take it out, it's going to kill you. So remember, prospectors, when you drop down to the planet, make sure you kill the Skulker first, otherwise it will kill you. Finally, number 1 on our list of things to remember for Season 2 is the Core 47 stability bug. For any of you guys that started off in Season 2, the core was mediocre 200. It was okay. Most of you remember that the hammer was better than it. But then came the stability bug, and this thing became a monster. Equip burst fire mode to it, and you got a bajillion stability. Literally a bajillion. No recoil, no inaccuracy. Spam that thing as much as you want. You are going to kill anyone at any range, any distance. And that makes it number 1 on our list of things to remember from Season 2. Guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you're new and you like what you see, hit the little bell icon, subscribe to the channel. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Farewell.